Well, hello, my friends. I'm excited to be here with Curt Drew and Eric Gautschi, co-founders of the Hustle Entrepreneur Conference that's coming up Wednesday, October 9th. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, great to be here. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. So, okay, so this is the first annual conference. Let's just talk a little bit about the inspiration behind why did you decide to do this? So I'm going to either Drew, Eric, I'm not sure who wants to take that one, but yeah,
We probably both could answer this.
sure.
Eric and I are both entrepreneurs, and we this is a passion project for us. We want to unite the entrepreneurs in our community. We want to give back to this community that we love, and we know that there's a lot of different silos of entrepreneurship throughout Omaha, Lincoln, the region, and we feel compelled to do this. There's kind of been a void in the marketplace for that. Eric can talk to that, being involved with the Big Omaha show for years,
Yeah.
Eric, that conference.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like a lot of people in this community, we remember um, fondly the Big Omaha conference back in 2009 through I think around 2019. Um, I attended a number of those, and then the last couple years of the conference was involved in helping promote it. When the Maha Festival took it over, they were a client of mine at the time, and so it was around that for a long time, and it was really impactful. And I think there's been a void, like Curt said, since that conference went away. We also, Curt and I, we wanted to create something, the kind of event that we ourselves would want to attend, that we would get
Sure.
value from.
Mhm.
And I think there's an opportunity to create something that brings people together and really fosters community.
Yeah.
There are a lot of amazing entrepreneurs in Omaha and Lincoln, throughout Nebraska, throughout the Midwest, that are doing really amazing things, and there aren't always opportunities for all of us to come together and share ideas and connect. And that's really the mission that we're trying to accomplish with
Yeah.
Hustle.
Yep, well said.
Yeah. And do you want to add something to that, Drew?
No, I said well said. That really is the inspiration behind it, is getting people together, connect. There's a spark that's created when entrepreneurs get together.
Yeah.
Sharing ideas. I mean, you can probably relate to that, Andy. Gosh, who knows what we can accomplish for as far as just the impact to make on our community
Yeah.
by bringing people together.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that, Curt. I mean, so much, especially, 2019 with Big Omaha, I mean, went to that many times.
Hmm.
And then all of a sudden, then COVID, the pandemic hit where we really weren't, I mean, we were not communicating, or we weren't engaging and gathering together, from an entrepreneurial, standpoint. And I think, like you said, Eric, bringing entrepreneurs together, that's a lot of times where magic happens, and that's where things start to bubble and get created. When you're truly in that energy, in that zone with these people. So the conference, let's talk a little bit about what people can expect from the conference. Because I'm going to sidebar for just a second. When did you guys have this idea, about? Because you two got together and it's like, we need to do something.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
for me, the idea goes back really many years, that having been around Maha and Big Omaha before that,
yeah,
uh, really saw an opportunity to build on what some of those events had started, and
mhm,
add to it, and maybe introduce some new ideas
sure,
to the
yeah,
mix. And so we've been kicking around some ideas, and one thing that was kind of a turning point is around before COVID, around 2018, 2019, Curt and I were talking. We've been friends for a long time, and Curt can tell you more about this, but he's been involved with an organization called EO for a long time.
yes,
He
yeah,
and I were, and he invited me to some EO stuff, and I really liked what those guys were doing. And it became clear that people in EO really didn't know about what was going on with Big Omaha, and people who attended Big Omaha, for the most part, had never heard of EO. And that's
Right.
just one example. I think there were a lot of those things where we were talking to these different people who were doing great things, but kind of in their own bubbles or their own silos, and there wasn't enough overlap. There
Yeah.
wasn't enough bringing
Engagement
people
between, yeah,
together. And we
completely
thought,
understand.
we can learn from other entrepreneurs that are in other industries, that are in other locations, that are maybe doing things in a space a little bit different from our own. But when there's an opportunity to come together, we can really
Yeah.
learn from each other. So that goes back a number of years, and then we really got serious about the idea within the last year. We had been kicking it around for a long time, and then we talked about it and said, "Hey, should we do this? Are we doing this?"
Yeah.
And we decided, yeah,
Yeah.
let's go for it. Instead
Yeah.
of saying, hey, somebody should do this, we should just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because nobody was doing it, right? But no, yeah, we got together and said, let's do this. And then, we're all in, and so and we're hustling, we're putting together this conference. It's first annual. And the neat thing is that we've had so many great connections, including yourself, that, we've met with, we've shared the idea, we've talked about, and we'll get into your question about the content of the conference,
Mhm.
but it's just the interest in this. It's been great. All the support, the sponsorships, the people coming and said, "Hey, yeah, we'll support you. We'll help you put this on. We'll spread the word. We'll share the message." And it's really cool to see the community getting behind this.
I think there's a hunger for it, really. There's a
I
need.
agree 100% that there is a hunger for it, and that, again, a gathering space, bringing people together. And we've talked about with you, Curt, we've talked about kind of the lineup and a little bit of the speakers.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm excited to attend this, just from building my knowledge, and I love learning more, and I love being exposed to more ideas. I mean, that from an entrepreneurial standpoint, and just from a growth, for me growing as a leader, a CEO, but as a human being as well. I mean, that is stuff that I crave. And
good.
I feel like this is something that's going to this will be feeding my soul, this conference.
Wonderful.
So yeah, let's talk a little bit about the conference, and what does it entail. Whoever wants to take that one. I mean, you guys can both
Great.
speak to it, but
Yeah, I'll start. We start with who is this conference for? And so the conference is it's for people who don't like to sit still. It's for entrepreneurs of every stage, from pre-launch to exit, even post. That it's people who don't just dream, but they do. They build a business, they create jobs, they're out there hustling, they're out there doing. And so with that in mind, we wanted to create an event where people have the opportunity to be moving around, to be engaging, to be connecting. So there are speeches, yes, but there's also discussion, there's Q&A, there's workshops, and there's networking. So it's we're thinking about outcomes for these people too, that we want everyone who attends this show, whether it's an attendee, a speaker, a sponsor, everyone, literally everyone who comes to hustle, we want to leave with new connections, people that they haven't met before, that are going to help them grow their business, that are going to inspire them, that are going to open their minds. People are going to leave with new information and new ideas, and maybe even new skills that they didn't have before, that they're going to be able to apply all of those things to their own business, and in a really practical way.
yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yep.
And it's when you look at the actual, what is it, so some of the speakers, so we're going to kick off with kind of well, I don't want to give it all away. Okay. So, but I will say we're going to kick it off with something special to get everybody present. And then Lewis Schiff, who's with Birthing of Giants, an organization, will be speaking, and he's phenomenal. His content is all about how to take a business and really scale it. So he'll be doing the opening keynote, but he's also going to have a breakout session and a workshop on these tactics too. So it's not about just, yeah, I'm going to watch the keynote, sit back and enjoy, and maybe take some notes and get inspired. It's like we've got 3 keynotes, and then we've got workshops built into that, where we're actually going to be doing some work and taking some takeaways that you can go back and apply into your business. So that's really a key to this.
Yeah, I want to mention a couple of other things too. So we're going to be doing a series of short interviews with entrepreneurs who have built really amazing things, companies and organizations, and kind of a series of sort of fireside chat style or late night talk show style short interviews with these entrepreneurs. We'll also have a more of a kind of roundtable discussion with folks working in the intersection of entrepreneurship and community. So really looking at how investing in entrepreneurship can impact a community at the neighborhood level up to the state and regional level. And really excited about that. An eclectic, interesting group of panelists and speakers we have on tap.
Yeah. And I think, true, the entrepreneurial journey, like we mentioned earlier, I mean, it's not for the faint of heart. And you really, there's peaks, and then there's valleys, and there's moments of like, oh my gosh, woohoo. And then there's like, oh my God, what am I doing? Should I just go get a day job? I mean, a day job.
Yeah.
But bringing people together to have those conversations. And I know keynote speakers truly inspire people, but I love hearing that, having breakout sessions or having some workshops behind it, and really being able to like take what they've said and tactical and bring it into your business. Because I mean, every business is different. I mean, it's a business, but I mean, media publishing that I'm in is different than other businesses, but truly having everybody there together and supporting each other, and like you said, networking and bringing people and having, when you walk away, you have people that you can connect with too. So I am excited. So hustle, where did that word come? I mean, that's an interesting word.
I wish I could take claim to that. Eric is the marketing genius behind this thing, right? Yeah. So he's we're spitballing names. Eric came up with it.
Yeah, it just, when you look for a name for something, you want it to be simple and memorable, but also tell a story.
Yeah.
And this was one I just kept coming back to because I felt like it captured the entrepreneur story, which is about not just being curious and creative and dreaming big, but it's the day-to-day grind and grit and perseverance required to, make things happen. And being able to go through those ups and downs and do it, and being able to take an honest, real look at what that entails.
Yeah.
And Us Hustle kind of said all of that and did it in a kind of fun, memorable way. We think about sports. If you grew up playing sports, or if you continue to play sports, as the experience that Curt and I have. I mean, everybody always says, well, one thing that you can control is your hustle. You get out there and give it your all. It doesn't matter if you're blessed with, blazing speed or can throw a baseball, 90 miles an hour, or, kick a field goal, or whatever it happens to be. You can control your hustle. And that's, that's something that we thought people could relate to and could resonate with.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's a catchy name, and it's also, I mean, yeah, I was yeah, intrigued and curious about the story behind it, because yeah, as entrepreneurs, I mean, it's up to us. We bring in the people that support us and the people that, um, you know, take our vision and move it forward. But yeah, we have to hustle. If we're not going to do it, nobody's going to do it for us. Um,
Mhm.
or we're the ones leading the way. Um, so we talked about, so keynote speakers.
Mhm.
We mentioned one of them. I mean, h-
Yeah,
so you've got a couple of them. I'm looking at
right.
your website over here too. So do you want to speak anything
Sure.
more to that?
Yeah, it's interesting. I was at Million Cups this morning talking to all those
Okay.
entrepreneurs down at Millworks Commons. If they're watching,
Yeah.
hello. I shared one of our speakers, and it's actually his name is David Beaudry. He has an organization called the Noble Movement. He's a Qigong master,
Oh my
and
gosh, I love Qigong.
Qigong is Chinese medicine kind of stuff, right? But he's all about giving people tools with breath work and movement and meditation to regulate your central nervous system so you can show up and be present and really have the energy to get through
Yeah.
the day. And it's funny how many people came up to me after and they're asking about that and not my other speakers I mentioned. So that's going to be, I think, one of the stars of the show. He's going to have a breakout session and get into some of that with folks that are interested in learning about that. Jay Wilkinson, he's with
Yeah.
the Do More Good movement. Jay's a local from Lincoln entrepreneur, very successful entrepreneur, and he's got a new initiative that's really rewriting the playbook on private equity. And it's reinventing capitalism. What he's talking about, we all know the story of private equity coming and buying out companies, and the owner makes a ton of money and says, "See you later" to all the employees that are left holding the bag.
Yeah.
Right. So he's trying to rewrite the script on that where we can come in and, hey, let's take this culture you have, let's even make it better. Let's keep the people and let's get the people maybe some ownership in the organization. So I'm excited about Jay. Francisca Sealy, Eric, I'm so excited about her wrapping up
Yeah.
our.
Yeah, no, she seems really really amazing. She's an author. She's an acclaimed speaker. She's a global marketer, and a lot of the work that she does for her clients and the things that she writes about, there's a close tie to her personal story. So a lot of it is about courage, and so she does these amazing kind of adventure treks that require uh, not only a sense of adventure, but no small amount of courage to do. Yeah, motorcycle trips on it was the Silk
Yeah,
Road, and
Silk Road. She's in the
a
Himalayas
couple
right
of things
now.
where,
Yeah.
and she'll actually take groups. She'll take a group of entrepreneurs on some of these adventures where
Wow.
it
Okay.
becomes this immersive experience. So it's more than
Yeah.
sitting in a conference room and having a workshop. It's okay, we're going to go out and live this. So I think she's going to be really dynamic and really really interesting. She was Swiss born, but she was raised in Australia. She comes to us from Sydney, Australia. Really excited that she's going to make the trip to Omaha, Nebraska.
That's so
Yeah.
awesome. And I'm glancing over here again because I'm looking at your website and I'm actually reading about this amazing woman on your website. And it's truly the entrepreneurial journey is it's not about creating something. It's the mental, it's the philanthropic. I mean, there's the generosity. There's so many pieces that when you look at it like in a little wheel, golden wheel, like this is the piece here, but all these different pieces truly come together that you have to overcome and almost, I mean, like commit to. It's like no matter how bad things get, because it gets kind of crazy at times, that you're
Mhm.
committed to it. And then you've got, I'm again so excited for this conference because you've got the pieces that everything kind of aligns and comes together where you it's just not one thing. It's just, yeah, you can have a great idea. You can go out and implement something, but the mental, the physical, and everything that just truly, like from the depths of your being, has to be there to continue on and to inspire others to be a part of your journey. I mean, that's really,
You,
yeah.
you touched
Yeah.
on some really important things there, and I think those are some common threads of this conference, and one of them is just a sense of purpose that all of our speakers will include that in what they're talking about, because it's a big part of who they are. Um, when we look at, okay, why are we entrepreneurs? Why do we do the things that we do? There's a lot to it. Part of it is economic development, for sure, that we're building something, we're building businesses, we're making an impact on the community, we're creating jobs. But it's also other things. It's contributing to the culture, the cultural vibrancy, creative placemaking, community. And a lot of it too is really about how can we address some of the big challenges that we face in the world through entrepreneurship. That's a theme. So Lewis Schiff, for example, with Birthing of Giants, if you read on their website, yes, he's helping entrepreneurs grow and scale their businesses, and sometimes 10xing their businesses. But they also talk about, okay, why are we doing this? It's not just to help this business and this entrepreneur, but by helping these businesses grow, that is going to contribute to all sorts of things, including poverty and hunger and some of these kind of big global issues that entrepreneurship is part of the answer to some of those
Yeah.
big questions.
Yeah, it takes the courage to step into the role of an entrepreneur and to know that um, stuff is going to happen, and but to really, I mean, be committed to that. I mean, it truly it has to be a passion, it has to be a commitment, and it has to be um, something that will create greater in the world, even if you don't see it in the moment that it happens. It's creating greater, and the ripple effects are going out, that whatever you're doing, you might not see it in your lifetime, but something is there by you stepping into that piece. So Curt, did you want to add, you did you want to
No, I mean, I can talk a little bit more about the content. So one
yep,
of the
yep,
things we talked about was the networking piece, and
yeah,
we've all been to conferences where, yeah, we're going to do some networking, and some people are introverts. They don't like that, and they know they need to do it. And then you have the extroverts are like all about like, hey, let's talk to everybody, but most of the time it's very random.
mhm,
And so in order to fix that, or to a solution, we've contracted with a company called Speed Networking. They have a platform. Everybody that's going to the conference is going to fill out their profile on this platform, and we're going to pair people up, and we're going to
okay,
guide you through some networking with people you should meet,
love
and
it,
that you said you want to meet, and they
yeah,
said they wanted to meet you, and it's all on the platform. So all your contact information there. So don't need to bring business cards. You'll be connected electronically, and I mean, bring business cards, but we wanted to create an environment where you're actually curating the networking. We're actually putting people
yes,
together purposefully. And that'll flow into lunch, and at lunch there'll be assigned seating for lunch, and so you'll be connected with those folks that you've met and get to spend some time with them and build some relationships, and hopefully those relationships can really help you in your business and in your life.
yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of greasing the wheels of networking. That's kind
Yeah.
of we start with that early in the day. That becomes a springboard to not only developing those relationships with the people you meet through that speed networking and through lunch, but all the people that they know, and it just kind of has this ripple effect. So, like Curt was saying, we don't want it to be random, like the networking that happens. There's really good stuff that will happen organically, but
Yeah.
we're being intentional. We're being deliberate about making sure that this is a centerpiece of the conference, and people will absolutely make new connections.
yeah. And I love
Mhm.
that, because I mean, you have this container of time that it's from this time to this time, and being able to, I just think that's brilliant to connect people with people that, whatever they're putting in their profile. I mean, it just makes the most, that's value added to me times a gazillion. I mean, just times so much. To
We're
be,
hoping. We're hoping so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we've heard. Yeah,
well,
That's
Yeah.
the idea.
we've learned about it from other conferences that have used
Yeah.
this, and we
Yeah, it's
thought
been very popular.
that's
Yeah.
it was ranked the highest thing from one of the conferences that one of our colleagues attended, and that's why we were all over it and vetted it out. And it sounds like it's a great fit for us.
Yeah.
So that's
well,
great.
I'm excited to experience it.
Good, good.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about other presenters. I know you have local entrepreneurs. Anybody else you want to mention? I know this truly is a day of just, I think people are gonna leave so ready to like go after it and go get it.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully inspire people.
Yeah.
We do have other within our breakouts, we have like 10 breakouts. So there's
Okay.
some still forming. Gina Gooseman, Gooseman Law, she is
Oh my
speaking.
gosh, she's amazing. Yeah.
She's amazing, and
Yeah.
she's a big supporter of ours and a friend, and she's got a great talk. So she's a CEO's lawyer,
Mhm.
and her talk is the 10 mistakes that entrepreneurs make, as reported from a CEO's lawyer. So, what are those pitfalls that we want to avoid? She's going to
Yeah.
shed the light on that. So that's going to be a fun one. And we've got Irvin and Smith as a sponsor. They're going to be talking about marketing. We've got other folks contributing there. Anything else to highlight, Eric? I know Steve.
Yeah, I mean, some of the entrepreneurs that we're going to be interviewing.
Oh yeah,
One of them is Willie Thiessen, who obviously
Really
is
awesome.
very well known.
Yeah.
legend. Yeah.
Charismatic guy who obviously has a great story, and we're hoping to maybe dive into some of the parts of that story that maybe are lesser known to people. So that's one. And it'll be a good cross section, a really eclectic mix of different neighborhoods in Omaha, different parts of Nebraska, different regions of or places in the world. We've got, like as I mentioned earlier, somebody coming in from Sydney, Australia, but then we've got lots of people right here in our backyard as well. So it's gonna be a great mix of people.
All right, so let's kind of get down to like the specifics of tickets, how people can find you, where do they go?
Mhm. Yeah. So October 9th, obviously, is the date. It's at Creighton University's Heider School of Business. By the way, I feel bad for not mentioning Creighton yet, but they've been a huge supporter and given us the run of their facility at the Heider School. It's a fabulous facility with an auditorium, breakout rooms, ballroom.
Wonderful. Yeah.
So that's great. Hustleconference.com is where you go to find out more information and buy tickets. What else, Eric?
Yeah, no, I mean, tickets are on sale.
Yep.
We're expecting a really great turnout. I would say recommend people go get your ticket sooner rather than later.
I think, that's something to mention. We're planning on selling this thing out, and we're just getting going on. And this is right now in August when we're recording this. So the word's getting out, word's spreading, which is great. And we want to fill this place up. So don't delay. If you want to go, get in there, get a ticket. We want to see you there. Every entrepreneur should be there. Should try to be.
I would agree. And again, I'm glancing over this way because I am looking at your website. There lots of great information, buy tickets, breakouts, discussions on growth. I mean, for a 1 day, so let's say it starts at 8, ends at
So registration 7:30 to 8:30, hard start 8:30, first speaker. It's going to go till about 4:30, and then we'll go to the Brickway Brewery for the after party.
Okay.
Zach Tremert, local entrepreneur, great
amazing.
business.
Yeah.
And so we've got food trucks, we've got a band, we're gonna have some fun afterwards, and then just continue that connection. Continue building those relationships and have a little fun.
Yeah. And October 9th is a Wednesday. I'm again looking at
It's a Wednesday.
Wednesday, October 9th. So 8 to 4, and then you just continue to connect with people. Do you have any, this is totally off the cuff, not in any of our conversations. Do you have plans like for follow-up after this?
Yeah.
I know maybe you might have one in a year, but is there something to keep people connected?
That's a great question. We've been talking about that. We would love to kind of build on the foundation that we're starting with the event itself, and then continue to have ways for people to connect throughout the year. So that we don't know exactly what form that's going to take. It may be, it may be a newsletter, it may be a website, which will act in some ways as an online community. It could be some smaller events throughout the year. I think, we're kind of taking it one step at a time, but we're absolutely thinking about that already. That's our goal, is that it becomes this platform, it becomes something that we can build off of. And then a year from now, we do the event again and we make it bigger. How much bigger we'll see, but we keep growing it over time. And I think sky's the limit for what it can be. You look at other conferences in the world, and one of them that most people know, South by Southwest, that grew over time from music only to include lots of other things, including some conference element that's similar to this one in some ways, and that's just gotten enormous. It's a big draw for that region. Why can't we do something with our own spin on it, but dream that big here in Nebraska?
Absolutely. Do you want to add anything to that, Curt?
100%. Like, why not here? We have a strong, it's a special place. When people come to visit, that when you bring people into Omaha, they're always like, wow, this is a cool place. This is great. There's a lot going on here. And it's so true, and we can showcase that. And it's a place that people want to come to. And let's bring people here. And, why not put on a multiple day event around entrepreneurship right in our backyard? I think there's a space for it. I think we got the support for it for sure. From our business community. So one step at a time, but let's get started, and it'll start on October 9th.
Well, again, the vision, the idea, then you take the idea and you get people like you both together, and then you start talking about the idea, and then you start creating, and then it's like, what, let's just do it now. And then from there, it's going to grow, and I can just feel like the energy expanding to years to come with this. So I really want to thank you both so much for joining me today and having this conversation. And thank you for creating this event that I think is going to benefit so many people here.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having us on and having this conversation. And it's conversations like this that we have been having that inspired us to do this event.
Yeah, we appreciate the support and the promotion around it. And hey, let's fill the place up October 9th.
Yeah. All right. October 9th. Folks, go
see you there.
Yeah, be there. I'll be there. And thank you again, gentlemen. Appreciate your time.